Let's talk about cravings and protein, because when the cravings strike, I have had my clients line up their chocolate chips on the counter and snort them all down, and there is no stopping us. And you know, we've all had cravings. We've all given into them. That's what Oscar Wilde says, the best way to eliminate a craving is to yield to it. But if you do that all the time, then it is going to get in the way of your goals. So long term, you do have to manage them, and it's very freeing to be free from cravings and to eliminate them. So a couple of pro tips that you're going to want to do. Number one is you're going to want to up your protein. And you might be saying, well, up your protein, Esther. What do you mean? Up yours. But you want to up your protein because protein raises and sustains the neurotransmitters serotonin and dopamine. And these are our really feel-good neurotransmitters. They're antidepressants, right? That's what antidepressants do, is try to reuptake serotonin in the brain and dopamine. But when I do a lot of hormone tests and neurotransmitter tests on my people, I see that antidepressants don't always do that anyway. So you literally need to do this with diet. And one of my first mentors really taught me about the meat and nuts breakfast to raise and sustain serotonin. This means that in the morning, you get a good amount of protein, you know, at least 4 ounces in the morning, at least, more if you're hungry, and some fat with that. Like, so meat and nuts is one, eggs and avocado, or smoked salmon and avocado, or chicken with almonds. My son and I will often have, like, if we go out to dinner, we have the leftovers the next day. Like, he'll eat crab cakes for breakfast, or we have chicken and rice for breakfast. Like, your body's not going to care that you're eating meat in the morning. It's not going to say, nope, it's 8 a.m. You can only have cereal, but at 5 p.m. you can have your meat. No, it doesn't work that way. So feel free to expand your breakfast into a real paleo style breakfast. If you tolerate dairy, you could have, you know, cottage cheese with flax seeds or silvered almonds, or some Greek yogurt with, you can mix some protein powder in there as well, or have a good protein shake. Okay. But protein and fat, because your brain is made of lots and lots of fatty acids and cholesterol. And the more if you put them in your body and feed your brain, you're going to feel mentally focused, A. B, the protein combined with fat sustains your blood sugar, okay, for up to 6 hours after you eat a high protein meal. No other food will do that. Protein will teach your brain to shut off the hunger mechanism in your brain as well. Okay, so if you're having toast in the morning, you think, I'm being so healthy, I'm having toast and avocado. You're not being unhealthy, but you're not sustaining your blood sugar either, and that may not be a fit for you. And the one thing I notice as I age is my body requires more protein. If you are still getting your menstrual cycles, the second half of your cycle, you can double your protein. You know, there's a couple days, like 10 days, 7 to 10 days out from your cycle, where you're ravenous and you're like, what is going on here? I feel like I could eat a side of a cow. Well, A, if that works for you, okay, that will shut off your hunger and your cravings. But B, you do need to double up your protein on those days. Your metabolism actually is speeding up those couple days. So you want to make sure you are doubling up on your protein and not just going for the quick fix carbs because you're craving them. Use cravings as a barometer to say, okay, what is my body missing? What does my body need? Maybe I need some extra magnesium. And yes, chocolate has magnesium, but maybe I need an Epsom bath instead. Maybe I need, more vegetables and protein. So start with protein because that will really, really nail your cravings. Make sure that when you eat a meal, you start with the protein first and then have the vegetables and the fat, and carbs are kind of your condiment. I have no problem with carbs if they're quality carbs and you're lean and fit. Just make sure that you're eating your protein first to just regulate your hunger and your appetite and really stabilize your blood sugar. And every meal, the average person needs about 4 to 6 ounces in a meal. You could have a snack. If you're someone who's intermittent fasting and have 2 meals a day, you could do 2 meals with 1 snack. However works for you. And protein, the best quality proteins that are the most efficient at building muscle, eggs, chicken, fish, turkey, buffalo, elk. We have wild boar in our house right now. We do rabbit, but you could also do like cottage cheese, again, Greek yogurt, some protein powder mixed in. All of those are wonderful protein sources for you. What happens though, if you have all that, you're eating your protein and you're still getting cravings? 2 thoughts for you on that. One is make sure it's not an emotional craving and it's not stress induced. Okay. How many of you, and we guilty as charged, how many of you have said, you know, had a really stressful conversation and like a zombie, like you just walk to your pantry, open it up and like shove any sweet you can find in your mouth or start eating out of the ice cream carton, right? So make sure it's not emotional. You really want to dial in and say, okay, what's really going on here? Like, and for other people, they reach for a glass of wine or, you know, a cocktail. Figure out the emotional stressors if those are the trigger. But if you're dialed in, your stress is good, your sleep is okay. This is another great trick that I use. You take a tablespoon of glutamine powder, you mix it into 2 tablespoons of heavy cream, or you could do coconut cream or coconut milk, or you can even just put it in your water. Okay, and you can do that up to 3 times a day. Glutamine really helps shut off cravings in the brain. Again, it's what's called a conditionally essential amino acid. Your body makes it, but under times of stress or muscle repair, your body needs more, or gut inflammation, your body needs more. Most of us have gut inflammation. Glutamine's very healing, can really get rid of a craving. So just a little recap here. Optimal protein, stress management, emotional management, good sleep. Those all regulate your cravings. And if all else fails, glutamine powder and heavy cream. You could do this up to 3 times a day. So in the next video, we're going to talk about building muscle.